Hi, welcome to Michelle's Money Talks. On my channel, Don't Eat the Seed. Well, I'm here today with some grave news actually to tell you that the banks are actually crashing. Nobody's letting you know about this, that the banks are actually crashing, because I don't want you to run to the bank and pull out your money all at the same time. Because you know that your money is not actually there in the bank, don't you? This is a subject for another day, but they don't have to keep your money in the bank. They can lend it out to someone else, because when you bring it to the bank, then it becomes a liability. So they have to lend it out straight away so that somebody else is using it so that they can make interest back in the bank. So your money's not actually in the bank. They don't actually have any money in the bank. And if everybody came back at the same time, it would be disaster. And the banks are actually crashing now because of the monetary policies that they've made and inflation and everything. But they don't want you to know. Watch this.
Bank regulators have seized Silicon Valley Bank in the largest bank failure since the Great Recession.
Customers were rushing to take their money out.
Get the money out.
There are recent developments that concern a few banks.
Yes, as you can see, the banks are crashing and they don't want you to know. I'm Michelle Villa, if you don't know me already, and I'm a money coach, and I do not watch regular TV, okay? That's my claim to fame. I don't watch regular TV. I watch business news, and I look at other kind of societies that I can actually join to learn from them so that I can bring you the news before the news. They've been saying this for a very, very long time, that the banks are going to crash because of the economic climate that we're in at the moment, and it's not very good. So what I've decided to do is to come to you maybe on a daily, every other day basis, just to let you know what is actually happening in the news, because they make it really complicated so that you don't understand it, but I'm going to break it down into bite-sized pieces. So when you're scrolling and you see me, press on the video, because it's not going to be very long, but it's going to be really, really priceless information that will help you. Now, there are three things happening in the banks at the moment. Instead of me just explaining them to you, I'm going to let you watch this clip.
I cannot believe what they're doing. And now the BRICS and all this is happening. So Andy's going to put the thread and needle to string it all together so it makes more sense, because this is global. It's macro. The problem is you and I cannot see it. You know, it's invisible to us. And my teacher, Dr. R. Buckminster Fuller, says people cannot get out of the way of things they cannot see coming towards them. And again, we don't make recommendations, but you may want to consider taking some evasive action.
You know, I think it's very important to acknowledge the fact that the reasons behind the banks running into trouble have not gone away. And at the same time, you could argue that the forces outside the country, the continued de-dollarization and the bombshell announcement made by your friend Jim Rickards a couple of weeks ago, something we've been following and talking about between you and I for a very long time, that being the BRICS nations are supposedly set to announce to the world their new currency, which he anticipates to be backed by gold, as we've talked about, the only other Tier 1 reserve asset. Expects them to make that announcement August 22nd at the BRICS meeting in Johannesburg. So these things are rapidly coming to a head, and I think it's something people need to be cognitively aware of, because the world's about to change if he's right.
So as you can see, your money is in grave danger in three different areas. And the first thing is that the banks are crashing. And then, you know, the thing that we're going to have up here is a date, and it's 22nd of August. That's not the date it is today, but it will be in a few days' time. And we're looking at the BRICS nation. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The conference is in South Africa. They're going to make an announcement that they are coming away from the dollar. And that is a big announcement, because the dollar is the reserve currency of the world. So if your currency actually crashes, you can actually have the dollar as your currency. And they are coming away from the dollar. So all business in dollars all over the world will suffer. And you're thinking, what does that have to do with me? I'm in Britain and that does not affect me. Well, it will affect you, because when anything to do with the dollar crashes, many of your favorite brands, Nike, Adidas, Starbucks, McDonald's, everything is affected because they are all American companies. Look out for my videos and I'll be able to give you a nugget a day, and you'll be able to, it's like a free course, but I'm coming to you, and you'll be able to make the necessary changes that you need to make. Now you're thinking, what can I do? I'm gonna end this video by telling you my story. I'm completely debt free because I've not been watching TV for 2 years. I've just been watching business news. So I've been making plans, and in the process, it has made me completely debt free. Even my house is paid off now, and I had 16 years to pay off last year. So if you're not subscribed already, subscribe so that I'll come up on your feed, and then afterwards we'll be able to take it from there. Are you sick and tired of going to the bank and seeing that your savings have just grown by less than 1%? Well, in the last 6 months, I have grown mine by 56%. Yes, that is my happy face. Every one of my £100 are now £156. I know, you're asking how, Michelle? Well, it's a centuries-old asset that has a myriad of benefits, often not known to the ordinary person. Introducing 10 reasons to buy gold and silver now. Now being the most operative word. I want to show you how I can get you some silver, and that right now, above all other times in history, is the best time to be buying gold and silver. You'll see it's low risk and one of the safest assets you can get. And I'll show you how you can avoid being controlled when money goes digital. It's a free gift and an eye-opener, and you'll see how easy it is to own and also enter the market. It's the cost of a takeaway. So download it today. It's a free 5-minute easy read, and it's priceless. Alternatively, you can keep your money in the bank and get less than 1% and have inflation eating away at it as well. The link is in the description.